I was born in an emergency room in Bern, Switzerland.
I weighed 9.6 pounds.
My first word was dada.
My first word was mama.
When I was just a child, my favorite show on TV was...
I can't remember what my favorite TV show was when I was a kid.
When I was a child, my favorite TV show was Sesame Street.
My favorite show on TV was The Big Comfy Couch.
Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Ho!
I wanted to be a rock star when I was growing up.
My hero as a kid was my nanny. My grandmother was amazing.
When I was a kid, my hero was my big brother.
My hero as a kid was Wilma Flintstone.
When I got to grade 2, I was a diva in training.
When I got to grade 2, my favorite thing to do was draw and roller skate.
When I got to grade 5, I acted like a tomboy.
When I got to grade 7, I remember thinking, holy crap, I'm really tall.
One of the catchphrases I remember from high school was, "What's up? What's up?"
Do I have a telly on my head or what?
How you doing?
That's so rad. Still say it on occasion now.
My first kiss was with a kid in a closet.
I almost puked. I was so nervous and couldn't eat for days afterwards.
And that's when French kissing came in. You know that old nasty French kiss with the tongue going up in the mouth?
My first kiss was after a wrestling match in my driveway.
In high school, for sure, I had a crush on a guy who was tall and blonde and funny and cute and just would have been my perfect life partner, I'm sure. I have no idea where he is anymore.
When I got to high school, I felt isolated.
When I got to high school, I felt completely alienated from my peer group.
When I got to high school, I felt lonely. Lonely.
Kids who got picked on or bullied usually were the misunderstood kids, I would say.
I think that kids got picked on or bullied at my school if they did anything that wasn't what most kids were doing.
If they didn't dress the way they were supposed to, or if they looked bigger or smaller than what was the norm.
Kids would get picked on or bullied if they weren't in a particular group.
In high school, I identified as a tomboy.
I didn't know what to identify as because I hadn't heard the language.
In high school, I identified as straight.
I don't think I thought about any of this stuff in high school.
Now I identify myself as gay, and it's because I've always been gay.
Now I identify as a lesbian.
Now I still identify as straight.
Now I identify as a lesbian.
Now I identify as straight.
I'm gay because I'm attracted to men.
Now I identify as genderqueer and just queer. And that's because I don't believe that we should have to represent a label.
Coming out took me 40 years.
Coming out took me 50 years.
But then you just keep doing it your entire life.
One thing that helped me feel safe at Dalhousie, I have to admit, was Dal Allies.
Allies is essentially a group of people who are trying to be there for staff, students, and faculty.
Allies is essentially people who will listen to you, they'll laugh with you.
Allies is essentially a Dal community who embrace and support anyone and everyone of any gender, sexual orientation, or race.
It's obvious that we still have lots of folks who would like to have and need supports of various kinds, and if Allies can do that, I think that's a positive for the whole institution and for everybody here.